guys, really quick before we start the video, I just want to let you guys know where I'm at on my ketogenic journey. I did weigh in today. I am now officially down 16 pounds, so woohoo! So yeah, I am encouraged and motivated to keep going, and hopefully some of y'all are out there doing the same thing. I am going to hit my goals this year, mark my word. So yeah, we're going to get started into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, bye. Okay, so first things first, I have some butter going in a pan. We're going to let this go ahead and get nice and melted, and we are going to add some mushrooms to the pan. Getting the mushrooms added to the pan, I'm just kind of taking and breaking some of them up with my hands. They're a little bit big, but you can leave them full size or break them up, doesn't matter. But we're going to get these into the pan. We're going to go ahead and saute them for right around maybe 5 minutes or so. Okay, so now we're going to cut an onion, a whole onion. I cut both the top and the bottom off of the onion and peel the first layer from the onion. And I'm going to just go ahead and quickly show you how I usually dice up an onion. I usually cut horizontal and vertical lines throughout the onion, and then I don't cut the whole way through so that the base of the onion kind of holds the onion together still. And then you just run your knife through the onion and you have perfect little pieces that you can use for your meal. So that's typically what I do. Okay, so here are our ingredients for our stroganoff. I have the mushrooms I already cooked up, some onions, ground beef, salt and pepper, paprika, garlic salt, sour cream, some lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, and some beef broth that I actually made. So yeah, that's what we need. Again, I did go ahead and cook these mushrooms up already, as you guys can tell, and I am going to go ahead and add the ground beef into the same pan that I had cooked the mushrooms into. Now, I am tripling this recipe, you could say. So I did end up adding 3 pounds of ground beef. The original recipe actually calls for 1 pound of ground beef, but I am making a large batch of it so that I can have it throughout the week for lunches or dinner. I just like to cook in big batches so that, you know, there's extra for the whole family and not just one person. So next to my pan, I ended up adding the Worcestershire sauce, and I did go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of this. The original recipe actually calls for 1, but remember, I am tripling this recipe, so I am going to go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of that. So next to our pan, we're going to go ahead and add our beef broth. I do believe there were 3/4 cup of beef broth that I added to the pan. And following that, I am going to add some of my garlic salt. The recipe didn't call for this, but I just wanted to add a little extra flavor. So I went ahead and put a little bit in there with that. A little bit of Himalayan salt and some cracked peppercorn. Okay, once everything is nice and cooked up, I did drain a little bit of the grease out of my pan. It didn't say to do that, but I did. It still ended up turning out, you know, a little bit greasy, but anywho, I ended up adding about 1.5 cups full of sour cream. Again, we tripled this recipe, so if you're making the normal one, I believe that it called for right around 1/2 cup of sour cream. So there's the dog by my feet all the time, waiting for anything to fall. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get the sour cream added in. And I have to add that somewhere in between this, I must not have caught it on tape, I did go ahead and add my paprika to the pan as well. You can see that the coloring of the juices surrounding the hamburger and everything are a nice reddish color. So I did add my paprika into the pan. I didn't catch that on tape, but I added that at the same time that I added my sour cream. So we're going to go ahead and get that all warmed through and mixed up. So basically what you are left with is kind of what it looks like here. Nice and chunky, you know, thin but not too thin. Still, you know, definitely thick enough to put atop of whatever you would like to. I did go ahead and, again, the recipe didn't call for it, but I thought, you know what, some Parmesan cheese would be really good on top. So I went ahead and added some of that on top of mine as well. You do not have to do that, but I did, and I think it just, you know, added just that much more. So, you know, if you guys enjoy that, go ahead and add that as well. So I know in traditional beef stroganoffs, a lot of times people will add it over top of like egg noodles, some sort of pasta, but I went ahead and I cooked up some rice cauliflower in the microwave, just to steam in the bag one, and I put some of the stroganoff on top of that. And oh, let me tell you, it was so good. Highly recommend giving this recipe a try. If you're looking for something just a little bit different to kick up your week, you know, what you normally would make, this was so good. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So again, here's the end product, and I'm just kind of showing you what it looks like. Highly recommend. And I did have enough to go ahead and break it out into some meal preps for lunch. I did add the rest of the cauliflower rice to a couple containers, and because it wasn't that much, I went ahead and steamed some broccoli, added a few pieces of broccoli into my bowls as well, just to give it a little bit more bulk. And then I went ahead and I added my stroganoff on top of both of those, and I took that to work that week, and it was so good. It's kind of deceiving when you're looking at these bowls on camera because it's hard to tell exactly what size they are, but honestly they're not very huge. They're about the size of my hand, or the palm of your hand. You can kind of showing you on here, it kind of fits in my hand. So it's not like overly huge, but just enough to have a good lunch. And yeah, do not mind my counter. I spilled a little bit of stroganoff there on it, as you can tell. But again, this was so good. It made plenty. I had extra for the week, and again, I highly recommend giving it a try. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.